Hello, online crew. I'm going to share with you in this video how I created 8 videos, received over 160,000 views on those videos, and am in countless conversations from one sentence in AI. Does that sound good? How many of you literally struggle with the content creation process? And one of the biggest things that you think about all the time, and probably even holds you back or leads to overwhelm, is what do I post? What do I post? I find it's one of the most common conversations that I have with people with trying to build a business online is that I'm not really sure what to post. I don't really know what to write. I need some creative ideas. So I'm just about to give it to you. I want to show you how you can be working smarter and not harder with this example. So I hope you follow along this process and that you actually go and implement it and you share it with other people in your team that struggle with the content creation process, because this is how easy it can be. Okay, so I hope you'll get a lot out of that. So anybody watching live, please say hello. Let me know you're watching, where you're watching from. We've got Instagram over here, Facebook, YouTube, my group over here. Just say hello so I can give you a shout out. Just before I get into the process, yesterday I did Practical Reels Training Part 3. So if you are in my coaching community, definitely go and catch the recording of that training where I showed you some more features and how to actually get into the editing tools. That might be really helpful for you. Okay. So, okay. Who uses ChatGPT? Okay. If you, whatever AI tool that you've got, you could use that. I have a paid tool and I have a free tool. So the free tool that I use is called ChatGPT. I'll just share that with you because that's probably the most common one for most of you. So I use ChatGPT in this example. So I'm going to give that example to you, okay? I have the app, the ChatGPT app on my phone. So this makes it super quick and easy for me to pull out my phone, put a question in the tool, in the app, and just roll with it on my phone. So there's, you don't need a computer. You could be sitting on the lounge watching TV and in the ad breaks playing with ChatGPT and coming up with content creation ideas. Make it easier for yourself to come up with ideas for content. Okay. So I'm on my phone. Oh, hang on. Let me back up for a second. To do this well and do it justice for you on social media, you do really need to know, Harley, you do need to know, it's all on. The cleaner's here and she's vacuuming outside the door and Harley can hear the vacuum. So he's probably going to continue to bark. So let's see how we go. You do really need to know what problems you solve for people. So when it comes to the whole different conversation for a different video, but the whole personal branding conversation, like who do you help and what do you help them with? Because the question that you ask your AI tool has got to be revolved around that, doesn't it? Like you just don't want to talk about anything. It's like reverse engineer that from the products that you sell in your company. What do they help people with? What problems do they solve? So then you can go to your AI tool and put in that information. So we're not talking about products. We're talking about the problems that you solve from your products. Your products come secondary. Okay, we're talking about content creation ideas. So I'm going to give you my example with my brand. So you've got to relate this to what you do in your company with your brand and the problems that you solve. Now, that could be business, it could be social media, building a business online, it could be health and wellness, like it could be a health issue, it could be insurance, it could be anything. So you've just got to take my example, which I'll give you my exact example, and relate it to what it is that you do and how you help people. So hopefully you know how it is that you help people. Okay. So open up ChatGPT, and I'm thinking, so I've got two brands. This brand that you're listening to now, I help people build businesses online with social media systems, and I predominantly help social sellers. Those of you that are in network marketing, MLM, social selling, you want to learn how to build a business online through social media. This is my brand here that I'm talking on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. But I do have another Instagram account, which is to do with health and wellness, which is the company that I'm in. That's a health and wellness company. I also have a TikTok account, which is to do with health and wellness. Now, my brand is all about perimenopause, menopause, hormones, and basically weight gain. So belly fat. That's my brand. Okay. So the example that I'm sharing with you now is to do with that. So my Instagram and my TikTok to do with that. So this is what I did. This is the exact sentence that I put in my ChatGPT tool. I'll get to the sentence. What my thinking though was, I know what my product helps with, and what my product helps with is lowering. It's clinically proven to lower levels of cortisol, which ladies, if you didn't realize, if you've got high levels of cortisol, that is one of the issues that causes belly fat. So I know this. Remember, this is my brand. I'm just giving you, my business example. So I went to ChatGPT, and the question I asked is, how important is cortisol levels regarding weight gain? That's the one sentence that snowballed, over 160,000 views and lots of conversations. So that one question, how important is cortisol levels to weight gain? So when you're thinking about this, what I would encourage you to do is think about that question. How important is blank to do with blank? How do you fill in that gap for your brand and what you help people with? So how does blank, affect blank? Like think of a question like that, and then let ChatGPT spit out what it will spit out. Now, it spat out gold for me. I'll read you some of the stuff that it came out with. Cortisol levels are hugely important when it comes to weight gain, especially belly fat. Blah 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 blah. These are some of the consequences of what happens, particularly with women in perimenopause and menopause. On brand, cortisol becomes even more important. And then it asked me, would you like me to share the best ways to lower cortisol naturally? I just said yes, please. So it spat out 7 ways to naturally lower levels of cortisol. So I'm learning as well as I'm getting amazing information for my brand. So here's one thing that you want to do is, instead of thinking, okay, there's 7 tips for a video, I went, no. I'm going to do 8 videos. So I'm going to do an intro video sharing with my audience how important it is, the overall concept. And then I'm going to do 7 additional videos, each with each tip. So 8 videos I got from one sentence in my AI tool, which relates to my brand. Okay. So when it comes to the content for that, it gave me like that much information from ChatGPT. So when I was ready to do my 7 videos, I just went back to the same chat that I was in ChatGPT and said, could you please elaborate on number 1? And then when I was ready for 2, can you elaborate on number 2? So it spat out like the natural tip, and then gave me like a couple of extra paragraphs. So there's my content for I'm doing talking videos, and also the content for my description. Okay. Now, some of you might say, well, that's good, but I'm not very good on video. Like if that's, quite technical, how would I remember that? Okay. So I got some good information. This is what I do. Mind you, I also took all that information that ChatGPT gave me, put it in a document, and printed it out. So I've got all the valuable, intelligent, science-backed information that it gave me. So then when it comes to recording my videos, I'm like, oh, that's really good, that's really good, that's really good. I don't want to read necessarily, but I want to sound half intelligent. How am I going to record my video? So you write little sticky notes with some key things on it from my bigger notes. And you stick them in front of your face. And then you refer to them when you're talking. So you don't want to read word for word. These are bullet points with all the information that you've just got, valuable information. You don't need to look at yourself. You just need to look at the screen. So I can actually look at the screen and, look at my bullet points and have like a great conversation in the screen. And my bullet points there are to remind me of what to say. Okay. So yes, you could use a teleprompter and all of that, but I find people that use teleprompters still look like they're reading. Like you just want some bullet points to then talk naturally, and you just look at the sticky notes instead of looking at your face. So you record it. You've got all the information that you need for your caption. You can get ChatGPT to give you the right hashtags as well. And so you record your video, you've got your description, you've got your hashtag, you've got to come up with a good hook. So this is the result of that. So remember, this was one sentence I put that snowballed all of this. That one sentence was, what was the one sentence? How important is cortisol levels regarding weight gain? So think about your sentence. How important is something to do with something, like a problem that you solve or that's on your brand, okay? So I went to TikTok and I recorded these videos. So my first video, and you could do this on Reels as well. This doesn't have to be TikTok. This is just, I start with TikTok and I repurpose to Instagram, but this could be an Instagram strategy, okay? All that information that ChatGPT came, I read it all and printed it out, and I came up with an amazing hook from it. Like all the information was already there. I didn't even have to think of the hook. I did put the hook together myself with some different sentences. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. So my first video, this is the missing piece for so many women that can't lose belly fat. Now, do you think that's kind of an interesting title for women that can't lose belly fat? Do you think they want to know what the missing piece is? Absolutely. 80,000 views for that video. The next one, and then I've started my 7 videos, okay? Tip 1 of 7 to reduce your cortisol levels naturally, because that's what ChatGPT gave me. And then I've tacked on the end of it, do this to reduce belly fat, because I want to let women know the problem that I'm solving. It's belly fat that we're solving here. So when you do Reels and TikToks, you've got to have a hook, okay? 112,000 views on that video. Next one, 14,000, next one, 5,000. And so I created my 8 videos. But here's what I did next. So I've finished this series and it's like, okay, what am I going to talk about now? So I just shared this with my team, actually. I went back to my AI tool and I said, my brand is Menopause and Hormone Harmony. I help women navigate all the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause, including balancing hormones like cortisol so they can reduce belly fat. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm telling my AI tool what I do and what I help women with. I told my AI tool, I just did a short video series of 7 videos talking about cortisol, and it went really well. But then I asked it, what do you recommend I talk about next? I want to continue to give valuable and helpful information to my target market. It doesn't need to be a video series, but I'm looking for 10 topics for my next 10 videos. And I tell you what, it popped out, the 10 content ideas that it popped out are 100% on brand with what I'm all about, the problems that I solve, the information that people want from me, why they're following me. So now I've got my next 10 videos. I've already done 2 of them that are already up on the channel. I've got the others to go. But I didn't stress about What am I going to talk about next? I went to my AI tool and said, okay, I've done that now. Thank you for that information. What do you think that I should talk about next? This is my brand. This is the problems that I solve. What do you think? And it's given me 10 amazing topics that are my next 10 videos. And then when I go to actually create the video, I go back into my AI tool because it's listed them 1 to 10. And then I'll go, can you please elaborate on number 3? That's what I'll do because I've got the third one to video today. So I'll go back into that same chat and I'll say, can you please elaborate on number 3? Because it's given me it's given me 10 titles, but they're only that big. So I want more gutsier information on that particular topic for speaking my video and my description. Okay, so then it spits out a couple of paragraphs. I'm like, beautiful. So then like I'm doing less than 3-minute videos, which is what you want to do. So then I get the notes and I write some bullet points and then I record my video and then I can copy and paste from my AI tool into the description and then I put my call to action at the end. If you want to know the protocol that I use to help me with XYZ, drop the word protocol, drop the word gut, drop the word whatever. Like you have that in your description. You could even say that on your video as well. Some videos I do, some videos I don't. I might have the call to action on the screen. If you would like to know what I use that's helped me with this issue, drop the word and you say it on the video. You have your captions and then you also put it in the description. I'm in that many conversations at the moment. Every day I wake up to new conversations. It's crazy. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen to you. But I'm building trust with my audience again because I built an audience through my journey 2 years ago, my weight loss journey, and then I fell off the wagon. It happens to the best of us. Now I'm rebuilding my trust with my audience again in TikTok, and I've got, I think it's close to 5,000 new followers in the last few weeks, and all these conversations that I'm in. And I keep in mind, I put exactly the same video on TikTok and Instagram, and I get very little from Instagram, but I get quite a lot from TikTok. But it's worth me to repurpose them because I've already done the video, I've already done the description, I've already done the hook. Like I put it on Instagram as well because there will be people that are not on TikTok that might find me on Instagram. And just to top that off, what you should do in Instagram now is when you post an Instagram reel is then post it again as a trial reel because I spoke about this last week. All of you, if you're on Instagram, you should be doing trial reels because trial reels go out 100% to non-followers. So you have the opportunity to build up your following and connect with a whole lot of people that you wouldn't normally that are on your channel. So post it as you normally would and then post it again as a trial reel. Okay, those of you in my coaching community, I'm going through that more in depth in the coming weeks. So we'll talk more about that there. Okay, so is this helpful for those that are listening to just sort of taking you through that kind of journey of what I've done? So I started with one sentence, but that one sentence does need to be on brand. You need to know who it is that you help, what you help them with first before you get the right sentence. You put the wrong sentence in AI, and it's not going to be helpful for your content. So you want that one sentence to be kind of meaningful. And then you're going to get all the content creation ideas. And then you just, if it's not exactly what you want, tell your AI tool, say, that's great, but it's not really quite what I was looking for. I want to help women or men more with XYZ. Can you please have another go at giving me some content creation ideas? Just you play with it, you push back. But if you are not using AI to help you create some good content that one, you're going to learn from, but also, give you great valuable information for your audience, then you're doing it too hard. You're working harder, not smarter. Okay. So make it easier for yourself and go through this process and create content a lot easier. But just a warning on the end of all of this, you've got to still bring in your story, your voice, your authenticity, your genuineness, your passion around all this valuable information. You can go and get a whole lot of valuable information, but if there's no story attached to it, if there's no meaning, if there's no passion, if there's nothing really about you in that, all of that, it just becomes information. So you just become somebody who's regurgitating information off AI. And that isn't interesting to anybody. So don't lose you in that process. You've got to come to the table. Hi, it's Helen here, and I blah blah blah, bit of my story, and today I'm going to share with you. Share your story while you're sharing the valuable information that you've got with AI. That has to be a marriage made in heaven. Don't just go all in on AI and deliver that content. So today I'm going to give you 5 tips for XYZ, and it's just information. And we've lost your vibe, your story, your journey, your passion. Like, that'll fall flat. So you want to marry your journey, your story, your passions with AI. And that's kind of the magic that needs to happen in 2025. In all forms of social media content, posts, stories, reels, TikTok, all of it, written posts, all of it. That's what you want to do, that little marriage of whatever your brand is, your story around that with valuable information. So people are learning something from you. They find you interesting. You've got great information. They want to come back and learn more from you, but they're also learning about you and why it's important to you and your story and what problem have you resolved for yourself, or you're on the journey too. You don't have to have a big result to do well at this. You have to be on the journey. You share the journey with your audience. So if you're not there yet, or you've just started a journey, you've started a gut health journey, you've started a weight loss journey, you've started a whatever journey, you share the journey and why it's important to you. Because I'm sure the reason why it's important to you is going to be important to other people as well that connect with that. And that's where you get that human relatability from. Okay? All right. Any questions? Are these daily, and do you post to Facebook? So this strategy, hopefully you picked up what I said before about Instagram. Short form videos can be every day. TikToks can be every day. I wouldn't put 100% short form video on my personal Facebook profile every day. I'd probably do it about 3 times a week, maybe, if that, for me, because I've got a lot of written content on my personal profile. I post on my personal profile every day. So there's something always going up on my personal profile that I'm thinking about. But I can help AI create content other than on brand. Like, you can still use AI to help you create content every day on your personal profile that is also inspirational. Like, I don't flood my personal profile with information about perimenopause or menopause, far from it. That's mainly for me on TikTok and Instagram. I've got, like, the Instagram that I'm on live now is business on Instagram. What you guys are listening to now, that's business for me. On my personal profile, I will share my life, my family, the fact that I do build online businesses, and the fact that I am on a health journey. Like, I share it all. I mix it up. Okay, so I hope that helps. But I wouldn't do a series like this every day on my personal Facebook profile, Sharon, because that's it's like, pick your platform. But you could still share really valuable information, maybe not in a series, but different bits of valuable information on a particular topic of problems that you solve on a personal profile. But you're going to mix it in with your other, what we call content buckets, which is you, your family, what your interests are, things like that. So you would mix up this content with other content if it's on a Facebook personal profile. But if it's like you're on Instagram for a reason, you're on TikTok for a reason, you could do it every day. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay. Does this make a difference between free chat or paid? This was all in the free version. So the paid version, like, I've got a paid AI tool, but I separate, because your AI tool gets to know, like, who you are. And so I separate my AI. This is just something I do. This is not necessarily anything anybody else needs to do, but I keep my paid AI tool for business, and I use ChatGPT for all my perimenopause and menopause and belly fat and sort of information, because the AI tool gets to know, who you are. So the information just gets better and better and better and better. So when you're mixing up Not that that's wrong. You can still use it. You just start a new chat. It's just the way I do it. But that all of that was on the free version of ChatGPT, and that's, you know, what I'm sharing is what's possible with a free tool. Okay, you can absolutely get what you need on a free tool. Okay, the paid ChatGPT, it's faster, will give you a little bit more information, but you still, like, there are advantages, but you can still get everything you need from the free version. And definitely to achieve what I achieved, I did that on the free version. Okay, so I hope those of you that have listened to this, and even those of you on the replay, that it just gives you some, you know, some ideas as to, you know, how to make that content creation a little bit easier for yourself. Okay. On the screen here on Facebook and YouTube, you've got my website, which is helenmartinonline.com. We put my 3 latest videos up on the front page of my website every week. So if you're looking for my latest trainings, that's the best place to go to, helenmartinonline.com. This is my last live video for the week. So I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to catching you guys next week for more great free training and ideas and things to help you build your business online. So I'll catch you next week.